15 degrees, you can see your breath. Out here in the lake effect, breaking tables like it's poetry. Where else would you rather be? Pinto, Ron, Elvis in the lay poncho. The members that you need to know. 'Cause once you out here now, your family. Where else would you rather be? Where else would you rather be?
Welcome into the Nickel City Crew. I am your host, Rob Crippen. Please like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Nickel City Crew. This episode, along with all of our episodes, are presented by Crippen Legacy Entertainment here on Spreaker and StreamYard. We're so glad that you're joining us for some of your Buffalo Bills and NFL content again today. And as always, these are my Bills thoughts said out loud.
It's a vibe so ridiculous. Since 12 plus 83 was 6. The shout cracking like a symphony. Where else would you rather be?
All right, let's get straight to it. Really excited for tonight's episode. Click, clack, we are back from our summer break. Listen, I have had a crazy summer, but it has been a good summer, and I know that it's winding down a little bit. I know we still have August, but down here in Charlotte, the kids go back to school at the end of the month of August, a little bit earlier than Western New York. So get everything ready. Got to get ready for school shopping and all that other garbage coming up next month. But listen, man, I am very excited. Our beloved Buffalo Bills kicked off training camp, and I don't know, man. There's something about a new season that always just brings out a renewed hope, a renewed little energy, different things like that. So I'm really excited. Joining me, as always, riding shotgun, my co-host, Adam Dump Truck Rupsick. Check him out on Instagram and Twitter at Adam Rupsick, RUPCZYK. Holla at the crew, DT. What's good, man? Happy summer to you, DT. What's good, man? Holla at
Nickel
the crew.
City, what's up, baby? What's up, Rob? Good to be back. Happy summer to you, man. I get the dog days of summer right in the middle. I don't know if you can tell. I got a little golf tan going on. You can tell the arm a little better, definitely.
On the watch.
Yep.
Okay, I see you.
So we've been out. We've been getting in that vitamin D, getting the club swinging, getting ready to go, enjoying our summer. But the true thing of what everyone is leading up to and what we all do it for, and really, I just do everything: the boating, the golfing, the chilling in the summer is just to put my mind in a different place, so I'm not worrying about football until we go. But that's over with. Camp's up. I'm ready. We're ready to rock, man. It's real now. It's real, and the boys are back, and so are we. So let's rock and roll. I'm excited to be here. I know our fans are excited to have us back, ready to go, and everyone's ticking into that football life now. So let's rock, baby.
Yeah, man. Let's rock. Like I said, click clack, we back. Season 6 continues. Listen, DT, it's funny because we talk about training camp and stuff like that, and the Bills get back to work. And obviously in that pursuit of that championship that has eluded us. But it's funny because this year it's just different. And it's different for a lot of reasons. We talked about it in the offseason, at the start of season 6. But just, Joe Brady, the new man, the new guy in charge. And it's funny because when you look at like different like small things, I guess the offense and defense switch colors now this year. So now the offense is wearing blue, and there's just little things. And now camp is way earlier in respect to the time of day. It's at the morning, 8:30 in the morning. DT, everybody, what did I say? Last episode before we went on summer break, be your own man. It seems like Joe Brady's trying to find ways to put his imprints on this team. And I know it might seem silly to some members of the Mafia, but really, it is important. And Josh Allen even spoke to it the other day that said it's important to make things different, because he is not Sean McDermott. So I was wondering what you thought about it, because I know that I've been critical of Joe Brady in respects to making sure that he's prepared. I want him to understand that he's the guy. I didn't want him to sound like a Brandon Bean parrot. It's his show, man. And boy, is the pressure on. But at this point in time, it looks like he's the guy in charge, and it's a different energy just about the camp. It's just different. Everything is just different from McDermott.
Yeah, and that's, as Nickel City Crew here, Rob, we have to get behind this. And, we've been clamoring for this for years. It started with, it started with Stephon Diggs, dude.
Mm-hmm.
It was the fact of the Stephon Diggs saying, it wasn't him being a diva. It was him saying, we can't run it back. Something's got to change. We can't do the same stuff every time. We got to have a little difference. And what happens? He's out of town. We move forward, and the same stuff happens the next 3 years. Every single playoffs, the same inch we didn't get. It's got to be different, and that's what we've been clamoring about, Rob, for years on this show. We need to see the difference. It can't just be all good on, status quo. As we talked about, is Terry Pagula even ever going to fire Sean McDermott or Brandon Beane because of the status quo? And it is successful, just not successful enough. So we have to be fans of this change for now, right? We need to be, because this is what we've wanted, and now we're getting it. And they are putting strong efforts into showing it's a little different. Like you said, the change in the team colors, the change in the way training camp is structured of them starting early. I love that. Let's go. Like, it's not, lollygagging around. We're up and we're ready to go. And I like that intensity with that. I like them going to camp shorter, not going back to camp after the blue and red scrimmage next week. Because I think that's it. I love the idea of camp. I love them getting away and coming together as a team. And, remember the Titan style, like, coming back and singing on the bus or whatever the case. But the fact is, these are professional grown athletes, and you can only push that so far, right? Like they're fine, like they're down to do it for this week. Don't make them come back after the red and blue and get back into that. Like, I think this is a good flow and a good vibe of them being able to focus on, all right, I'm coming here, we're focused for the week, we're coming together as a team, and then it's all work after that. So a lot of new things. And as QB1 said the other day when he was critiquing the jerseys, he said he didn't say he liked them, he said they're new and we need new. And the new stadium, the new coach, the new jerseys, a lot of newness coming around. And it seems like they're not just doing the same old. We'll obviously see once the ball drops down and week 1 kicks off. But it looks like they're trying to change things up with that intention of, we can't just do the same old, because it gets us that heartbreaking playoff loss every single year. So we're behind it, Nickel City Crew. We have to be. We've been clamoring for it, and I stand behind it now. It's new. Let's rock.
Yeah, it is new. And shout out to my boy Zach Ransom. I see you guys in the comments. Listen, hit us up in the comments. I am going to do just side note, I'm going to do a much better job of engaging with you guys during the show. I'm working on it. So I see you on IG, Zach, and everybody. Listen, Twitter, wherever you're listening to us right now, Facebook, hit me up in the comments. I'm going to do my best during the show to make sure that I get your questions answered and stuff like that. But DT, you're absolutely right. I mean, it is new, and like I said, sometimes change is just needed. And I think that, before we go forward to training camp, just to kind of put a bow on everything from season 5, I think that it was, well, obviously, I think that it was changed. I want to change since 13 seconds. But in a grand scheme of things, I think that sometimes change can be a catalyst for something positive in respects to the fact that, listen, you've got same voice, and sometimes it can get like the Peanuts, like, the Peanuts teacher, and like, it could be a situation where they were tuning out McDermott. Now, I don't know necessarily because of the fact that, it seemed like the guys respected them and stuff like that. But I think that with the same types of losses, the same, ending point. It was either divisional round or twice in the AFC Championship game. I felt like it was just time for something different. Now, the one caveat that I will say to that, DT, and I know that it's something that you are keen on, is that Josh Allen got his guy. He got, they're not hiring anybody that Josh Allen didn't want. So when people want to say, well, Joe Brady was a part of the playoff failures and stuff like that, I can't really push back on that. And we'll get into that next week when we start talking about our offensive preview. But DT, sometimes it's hard for me when I hear people say, like, listen, I have a tough time pushing back on, well, Brady was a part of some of the failures. He was a part of some of the stuff that didn't go right. To what extent, we don't know. We'll talk about that next week in the offensive preview. But DT, this is Josh Allen's guy. And I literally listened to Bomani Jones the other night, last night, and he was talking about him, about Josh and Lamar Jackson, and he was doing all this Josh slander, and I went on Twitter and called him out on it. But DT, one thing that he did say that he was right is that the clock is ticking. Now, Josh he's got what he wants. He's got the offensive guy on his side of the ball, and I don't think there's any escaping that. The clock's ticking now. There's more pressure.
The clock is ticking unless Terry Pagula is gonna, make up for everything he's ever done, and he's like on some weird billionaire Elon Musk shit that keeps Josh Allen alive forever. But besides that, yes, the clock is ticking, and it is tough to defend, but that's just part of the game. I mean, Sean McDermott, when he came here as the head coach, I'm sure there was defensive people, people in Carolina saying like, "Oh, he sucked. He did this. He was part of this problem. He was part of this problem." He came in and built tremendous culture here with us. So yes. Agreed, but that was always the thing of we were talking about is Joe Brady. What it wasn't, it was the Sean McDermott show. Joe Brady was just, a fall in line, because of that, and he was professional enough to know he had to, or he might not have a job, and really smart enough, not professional enough, smart enough to kind of stick in there this long and have respect in the organization to get this head coaching job when all hell broke loose. So
that's true.
I think that's just part of the game where it's like, yes, he was part of it, but Sean McDermott was part of a bad team in Carolina before he came here.
Right.
Different moves. The past is we didn't hear about it obviously because we're not in that media space. We heard about it here. It's a little different because it's directly correlated from the team to the head of the team. But I think that's been the the mindset really since we had the concern in the early part of it where he was sounded like a puppet and sounded very yes man mentality.
Yes.
I think maybe he caught some of that criticism and is now not overcompensating, but compensating on the reverse end of that, like you said, of showing the strong differences, having those what's the word I'm looking for, having those physical things happening, the practice at a different time, the jersey swaps, I'm doing it differently. I'm doing it differently. And here's a few things I'm showing you that are like easy, small things we do differently. Now on the field, you're going to see some different things too. So
yeah,
I'm with that. I want to see the horse run here. I don't think, I think there was a lot of potential. So now we'll see if it's live. And I'm not going to get too critical if it is or if it's not he was the problem, but my defense to that is, it was the Sean McDermott show. It didn't seem like anything was getting by him if he didn't want it to. And the players have talked about it. They can walk around a little looser in the building. The whole hit piece with Dunn a couple years ago, all that stuff about Sean McDermott being straight up, difficult militant in that regard. Yeah, so if Joe Brady, fell in line, played his role, was a good team player for being the coach he needed to be under Sean McDermott, doing what he wanted. Now he doesn't have that, he doesn't have to answer to him. So if it is the same, then those people are right. But I don't want to live in that world, especially now. I'll get a little negative maybe middle of the season, but a month out, like I'm not going to be talking like Joe Brady's an idiot because he was the problem. But realistically, I mean, statistically on that, he wasn't. Like the offense looked a little sputtery with the screens and yada yada yada, but we're setting franchise records for touchdowns. We're averaging over 30 points a game. Like we're deep into the playoffs scoring. Even with four turnovers, we go to overtime scoring 30 points in the playoffs. So is the offense the problem? No, it wasn't. It was the defense not making a stop on the stretch, and I think Bills Mafia and Nickel City Crew can unanimously be behind us on that. So I just think that's I'm going to disregard all that. Like, yeah, you can't. It's hard to defend it, but also I don't see a big ground of that to stand on. Being we haven't seen shit yet, and the McDermott pass shows it was a little militant. So.
Yeah, it's funny that last thing that you said because I argue with people on Twitter about that a lot, and that was kind of the basis of what I was talking about yesterday when I talked about the Bomani Jones thing that I went on Twitter and I was kind of just taking up for Josh because I've always talked about how bad the defenses were in the playoffs and they've given up over 30 points and they're not bad, they're historically bad in the playoffs under McDermott. And then people want to say, well, Josh had the ball the last couple of years with a chance to win the game or tie the game and he didn't get it done. And sometimes DT I get defensive about it because of the fact that I'm like, well, what do you want him to do? Is there any situation where he can get a little bit of help? He can have a little bit of support where he doesn't have to be perfect. And I shout out to my boy Fernando. Fernando Schmood, who's been on here before. Down in Brazil, he tells us all the time that you shouldn't need Josh to be Superman every single game. You shouldn't need him to play perfect every single game. And so to those people, I argue with guys on Twitter and they're like, Josh had the ball. Well, how are you going to refute that? Josh had the ball. How are you going to refute that? I'm not trying to refute the fact that he, quote unquote, didn't get it done. I'm just talking about the fact that on the flip side of that coin, he got no support from his defenses. And I understand that injuries are sometimes a reason and not an excuse, but man, it's been a situation where even back to the game that we were at, for the division round against Kansas City at home. It's just like, man, like this, he played well enough to win the game, and you couldn't give him any help. And I don't know. I have a hard time like pointing the finger at Josh Allen. Like I do. And I'm not even trying to be a homer when I do it. I'm just watching the games and I'm like, man, if he had a competent defense, an average defense in the playoffs, I think we already have a Lombardi. I really do. That's me. You're muted.
100%. But, I also think, he obviously is in that role. He couldn't get criticism because he is that guy to get it. But if you watched any other section, I could pull up a random highlight tape right now and probably start crying for the greatness that we've seen over the last 8 years. And is a fan, that makes up, if there was a mistake in the playoffs here or there, that makes up for it. He gets some hall passes when it comes to that. But I just think the vibe is what we were worried that it wasn't going to be, and it seems like so far it is.
Yeah, I mean, okay, no problem. Listen, Bills are back in camp. Listen, tonight's episode is presented by Buffalo Fanbase, the official Bills Mafia podcast network that DT and I simulcast on. Shout out to the General, salute Justice General Radford. Listen, check them out. Listen, they've got like 80 podcasts. I don't even know how many they've got. I mean, you got the tailgate crew. You got all these guys coming out. We know the twins running their thing with Bills Mafia. Listen, check out Buffalo Fanbase. They've got great content creators over there. The K-Gun Report is who I'm talking about. Listen, they got a lot of great, talented people over there at Buffalo Fanbase. Check them out. Listen, you're not going to be mad that you did. You're going to have great content, a little bit of different perspective. The Nickel City crew, we bring it. We keep it funky here. That's our rule. So listen, check out Buffalo Fanbase, the official Bills Mafia podcast network that DT and I simulcast on. Also, shout out to I-86 Network. Listen, we also simulcast over there. Shout out to my boy Tom Wujek and Bobby Hansen. Listen, they've got great content over there as well. They're running a lot of just like crazy stuff that I'm not even used to, wrestling, and they got fights, and they're covering all this type of stuff over there. I'm at I-86, so check them out, I-86 After Dark on the I-86 network. DT, I might have lost you. Hopefully I didn't, but listen, for the audience, the Buffalo Bills are back in training camp at St. John Fisher. DT alluded to it a little bit earlier that, it's a short camp. It's like 7 weeks or something not 7 weeks, 7 days, 7 practices. So, and also another thing is that they're going 2 on, 1 off, 2 on, 1 off, which is another departure from Sean McDermott. McDermott would at least go 3 days before he gave him a break. So Bills were off today. Yeah, 2 days ago, started camp, DT. You and I talked about a pre-show. It was just, everybody's just happy to be back. Hey, we missed you. And I know it was raining out there and the crowds were a little bit less, but everybody was back. And everybody was happy to see our Buffalo Bills back in action. And, not Brandon Beane, but Joe Brady had said that he was happy that it was raining because he wanted to see how, the guys adjusted to the conditions. And I guess the first play is 7-on-7. Keon Coleman drops the ball. I see it on Twitter. Everybody's ready to jump on him. And then I guess apparently right after that, Josh Allen goes right back to 0 and he catches the ball. And it was like, I guess, a harder route, a harder throw and catch. And, it's funny because anything that Keon Coleman does, DT, is going to be polarizing because of the actual personality that he is and the career trajectory that he's been on these first 2 years. DT, I'm not holding my breath for anything, but I'm also going to give this young man room to find his way. You know what I mean? And I understand that. I know Brandon Beane yesterday said that he feels like the light bulb is turned on for Keon and stuff like that. So, they're not expecting him to be late to team meetings and shit like that anymore. On-field production is totally different, and we'll see. I'm gonna give him room to breathe because I know that he's caught a lot of shit this offseason, starting with the owner for some reason.
I mean, shit gets real quick, Rob.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is the NFL, dude. You can't gimmick. There is no gimmick. There is no gimmick to this league, and we'll get into that later with the uniforms and whatnot. But the point of this is, the team is behind it too. They're not signing Brandon Cooks. They're not signing Stephon Diggs. They did the Pettis guy yesterday for, I think, depth and special teams. If Shavers is, that's a whole situation, obviously, on the pup. But they're not signing that extra guy. So they're depending on that he's going to roll out on this squad. So that's where I'm standing behind that. The team's with it. He seems to be re-energized or whatever. But like at the end of the day, all that shit doesn't mean anything to me. Like it's what you're doing on week 1 this week. Like I don't care about if the owner said anything. Like you missed the meeting. You were productive at the beginning of the year last year. Then you missed whatever it was, and then even when you came back, you sucked. So you have little taste of being good. Even in his rookie year, before he got hurt, he was kind of on a nice little climb. Then he got hurt, and he never got back to that. So there's been little sparks in his game, and after all that, it doesn't matter because the team's still behind him. And that's who he's going with every day. He's like, yeah, they might have said that. It might have been shitty. It felt weird. But as the offseason goes on, he's getting reps. He's out there. They're not signing anybody else. They're behind him. I think his trust is back in that. He has to hold on to those glimpses he had of his greatness and roll into it because we're going to need him. If we're not signing anybody else, we're going to need him.
No, we are. Yeah, we are. I know they signed. Who was the guy today that they signed? They released
Pettis.
Virgil, and then they signed Pettis. But he's a camp body. He's a depth guy. So it'll be interesting to see. DT. It's funny because when I look at day 2 of camp, one of the number one things that came out of day 2 of camp was like, listen, man, this Josh Allen to number 2, it's kind of starting to heat up, and the connection is looking good. Obviously, I love to hear that. And then I was listening to GR earlier today, and they were like, man, he reminds us a lot of Stephon Diggs, and he's a bigger Stephon Diggs in respects to he's more sturdy, but he's a smooth route runner. He's creating separation, different things like that. I love hearing stuff like that, DT, because of the fact that I've been craving for Josh to have somebody that he could rely on third downs, money situations, fourth downs, whatever the case may be, fourth quarter. I've been dying for Josh to have some help. Obviously, I had a strong disdain for everybody eats. I think that's what you say when you have a shitty wide receiver core or receiving core. You say everybody eats is to kind of mask that. DT, I'm excited that they're building chemistry. I mean, DJ talked about how he's just, constant communication with 17, constant communication, just making sure that they're on the same page and working shit out. I have no problems with it. I understand it's camp. I understand that everybody's on a high trajectory and everybody's kind of, kumbaya, everything's great. But I think that it is real. Obviously, I haven't been out there, but I think that it is real. Some of the stories talking about DJ Moore and Josh Allen looks like they're building that chemistry, and they're going to need it this year. They're going to.
Again, another thing, Rob, we wanted to see difference and change out of the gate. We talked about some of the things the team is doing to show that already with Allen and Brady, and now the change of having that go-to guy again. And it's on air. It's 7 and 7s. There's no pads. We all get that. We're not breaking down these plays, saying he's a superstar because of it. But the intangibles are kind of there already, right? They're doing something we wanted to see. We wanted them to see going back to a number one guy. And a few of the plays that were, if you do want to break down the plays, it's not like he's just running, slants and running things out. He put a nice route on Benford, they said, and went right up the sideline. Josh, 60-yard bomb to him. That's sick. If we see that anytime this year, how nuts are we going to be? That makes DJ Moore worth it right there, that one play. And then the other time, Josh pumped one into, I saw this one, actually, it was all over, you probably did too. It was all over the Bills,
sideline one?
Twitter and everything, yeah. And no, that one was sick too, but the one he just pumps into him, it kind of threads the needle, and he just in the perfect spot of the defense, he just pops his foot and shoots up the seam after the catch, and he touched on. So those are 2 plays of him just good route running and Josh finding him. Josh will find you. Josh will find you. And that's why Stephon Diggs was so good, because he was open and he put it, and Stephon Diggs never dropped it. And DJ Moore seems reliable. He don't miss games, and he doesn't have a drop problem either. So 17 finds you, you might be a superstar again.
Yeah, I'm down with it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I love it, and I love the fact that they're building that chemistry. Again, I think it's going to be very important to see what's going on in respects to money situations. Like I said, is really where Stephon Diggs, that's where he shined. Josh always had him, and people that always want to say he force feeds it to him. No, you can't force feed the ball to somebody who's always fucking open. If he's always open, then
force feed it to Jamar Chase.
I'm making the right football play by giving it to my dog who's always open. So you know what I mean? I don't buy that narrative. So I think that they should feed him. I think that the fans that are mad about the compensation in respects to the draft compensation, and then we paid him afterwards, and we got to have some hefty cap hits coming up for the next 3 years. Listen, what's the alternative? If that's what it costs, the price is the price. You know what I mean? Like, so if that was the price that Brandon Beane had to pay, what's the alternative? The alternative is year 3 of Everybody Eats. I definitely didn't want to see that. No. Now, as we transition,
Old Nickel City though, and what we say all the time, the game of inches, Rob, and we need that inch, and we're short that inch. And you said money situations, Stephon Diggs, money situations. Let's go. Yeah. DJ Moore, money. We're gonna need him down the stretch to be fucking great.
You damn right we're gonna need him. Yeah. Yeah. Look at that. My boy Zach wants to know if you're drinking a nice Cabernet. I don't know. I know he's got something right there.
I mean,
I love it. Listen, and to answer your question, I do think that Brandon Cooks comes back, Zach. So I do think he comes back if we need him. If we don't need him, they're not going to. That's why you hired that guy off the street, Pettis, because like I said, he's just a camp body to get there. Yeah. As we transition, DT, I've been hearing a lot of smoke about this boy KEO. I'm gonna call him KEO. I don't know his mama call him Caleb Elarms, or I'm gonna call him KEO. It's easier for me that way. I'm not messing up the Elarms and stuff like that. Listen, Caleb Elarms or KEO. They listen. Opportunity. Sometimes opportunity is just based on the fact that I needed something. I needed a break. I needed something to go my way. Of course, you never ask for injuries. Of course, we want everybody to be healthy. Terrell Bernard and Dorian Williams have not been available, DT. It seems again, we're taking everything with camp grain of salt. So I don't want to have to say that 50 times tonight or throughout the offseason, Nickel City Crew. Listen, it's a camp grain of salt. But listen, the boy's been out there making plays, and every single person has mentioned him. Brandon Beane has mentioned him. Jim Leonard yesterday when he did his press conference mentioned KEO. Joe Brady's mentioned KEO. The players are mentioning KEO. Everybody's talking about the fact that this young cat is coming in making plays. He was a missile at TCU, one of the fastest linebackers coming out of the draft. I don't listen. Camp grain of salt. Last time I'm going to say it, DT. What did McDermott always say? Your number one ability is availability. I'm sure Terrell will get back. I'm sure Dorian will get back. In the meantime, every day that this kid keeps playing, all he's doing is making Jim Leonard like, I might have to keep this motherfucker on the field. Like that. Hey, I'm just saying.
I don't know. I got 2 things with him. His name's been a ton. Everybody's saying it. Everybody. He's Lawrence Taylor.
No, stop.
Not that.
Stop.
We are talking about this dude more than 17 in some cases.
No. Okay.
Right?
So are you saying that it's like
that's
gold?
A joke? Obviously not Lawrence Taylor, but like we're talking about him. We're talking about him hot. Yeah. And I gotta find it. I'll put it up on Nickel City Crew this week. The follow. It's a great follow on Insta, and it's this dude. He's the ex-pro player, and he does like welcome to the NFL moments, and he's like in this week he's doing in 1 week a rookie middle linebacker and he like explains like a situation and that this rookie just gets obliterated.
Yes. He's talking about college football. Yes, I have seen it.
And he does it with coaches. Like a kid's fall asleep in meetings and it wakes up and their coach is just standing in front of him and it's like
I have
stuff
seen
like that.
I have seen that, brother. Yes,
again, NFL, you can't gimmick it. Not for long league, and a rookie is going to get rookied no matter what out there. So I wish them the best. In my rose on the other side of this, my rose-colored glasses. Here we go. My bias half full all the time is going to say trial by fire. You can swim better when you learn from the deep end. Go in there. You have to now because they're out. You learn, you get tough by doing that, and then they come back, and that provides depth now. Now we have depth at that position, which we've never had. So that's best case scenario. I look at it. He trial by fire. He does all right. He hangs in there. He's still going to get humbled. Like you don't not get humbled in this league. Everybody does. It's from top to bottom. 17 still does so it's but like the name, it's almost I wish him the best, but it's annoying. It's annoying hearing about him, knowing he's a rookie, like knowing it's like kind of desperate. Like we paid Terrell Bernard, like to be the he was a captain. He's not on the field ever. And then now, like, what were we really going to do? We're not going to do Matt Milano. So Dorian Williams. So this kid was their pick. Like, they're investing in this kid. I get that, and they have to invest in him because they know he's got to play starting minutes. So I get it, I understand it, I get the hype. But he's gonna get rookiefied, and I just want everyone to be calm with this. Like he goes out there and gets burned a few times. Like we stick now. Like we get the expectations were high, but don't turn all the way because he's had a few bad games and he was supposed to be Lawrence Taylor.
No, I don't think. Yeah,
Right?
I don't think anybody.
So
I don't think anybody thinks it's going to be Lawrence Taylor.
No. But
He
the
has been
trial
getting-
by
you're
fire
right about
thing.
that. He has
Let's
been getting a lot of
go.
pub. But
You
but
two ways.
making
Two ways
plays,
to
though.
learn, right? You go deep. You go into the deep end and trial by fire, or you learn from somebody. That's two ways to get in and get good, right? And he's doing the this way.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
All right, I like it, and I like it a lot. I do. Another jolt on the defense, for sure, is my boy CJGJ, and it's funny,
Bro,
DT, because
He's sick.
listen,
love
man,
it.
I love. Listen, thank you. I love the fact that you like that energy because here's my thing on him is that he is the opposite of somebody that McDermott would have brought in before. Okay, obviously he's got the personality.
Yeah.
He's loud.
Yeah.
He's brash.
Again, that's a
he's
trend
he's a
tonight.
shit talker. He's a shit talker, and I think that we needed more dogs like that. I didn't think we needed less dogs. We needed more pit bulls throughout this Josh Allen ascension. I think that everything that he brings to the team is exactly what we need in respects to the swagger, the bravado. Everything about him screams confidence. And I think that when you are confident in anything that you do in life, whether it be your job, relationships, anything, if you're confident about yourself, you're confident in your abilities of what you're supposed to be doing, I think that you perform better. And I think that he is just a positive jolt. I love everything about what he's bringing to the team, and I'm really excited. I saw a video today that yesterday he had yanked the play calling thing, and then McAfee's talking about it on his show and talking about how he loves CJGJ. I love the fact that he's just got energy, and for all the people that wanted to get their panties and boxes in a bunch because he was streaming like that who gives a fuck, man? Like, listen, the coach told him to stop.
And
He said no problem. And like the actual interaction couldn't have been more professional both ways. Joe didn't demean him or something like that and tell him, what the fuck are you doing? He said, yo, man, just be mindful. We're not going to do that shit in the locker room or in team meetings and shit like that. He was like, cool, and got off and was done with it. Like, I like everything about him. He's a total departure of a McDermott guy, and I think that it's positive. I think that it's something that will help this team because you need to have that swag and you need to have that confidence and that bravado that I'm going to get this fucking shit done. And he exudes all of it. It oozes out of him. I love it.
And he's good. Like,
oh yeah,
he's led the NFL in interceptions at 1 year.
Yeah,
he had that same amount of interceptions another year at 6. Like,
oh yeah,
but Duke plays. So like, yes, character, whatever, but like, whatever. It's go out there and play ball, and I don't care. Like they all make millions of dollars. They're ready to go on Sunday, and I want that sauce. I want that swag, and we're missing it. That golden retriever we talk about pisses me off. We don't want no golden retriever. We want dog, like
I want a pit bull. I want a Ronnie. Yeah.
Like Josh Allen needs that. Josh Allen's his sickest when he's like a little beat up and like got to do some shit and like gets a little like get off me, like I am him, like. And then so when he gets on that side of the ball, and now we got that starting from the back, the defensive line is already battling enough, and then now the middle of the like it could combust into big dogness. He could be he's one guy,
oh,
but I love it. I love everything about it. Did you see his video yesterday?
I like that.
Yeah, explosion, just dogs everywhere. Roman.
I like it. Yeah, I think he brings a positive energy, man.
Yeah.
I like it.
Did you see his video the other night? He was like, I'm staying Buffalo 4 years, 3 years.
Yeah. I'm staying. He said win championships. Yep. Yeah. I love that.
He's like, y'all want to say I'm a bad person, whatever. I got Bills Mafia now. He's like, fuck off. I got Bills Mafia.
I love it. Yeah, I love it. Shout out, Matt. I do. I love the big dogness. And you're absolutely right. And then what did he do? For all those fucking haters out there, and I'm not going to name names tonight because we're just coming back from summer break, but for all the haters out there and, this is the type of guy you don't want to bring to meet the kids on the school visits. Like, fuck you. Look, what did he do? Paid off that one girl. Don't even get me started, DT. He paid off the one girl's tuition, gave her $20,000. And like, he just got to Buffalo. He just got here. So like, Listen, man, I think everything that he brings is exactly what we need. Like I said before, I think the energy is well deserved. It is well needed, and I think it could be a shot in the arm for the team. Now, before we get to the Nickel City Crew tailgate report, DT, so they're back at practice tomorrow, right? So
Yeah,
it's tomorrow.
yeah, tomorrow morning.
Something like that. Then they're off again. Listen, you already spoke to it. When they leave, they're gone. They're not coming. They're not doing the back and forth between Buffalo and Rochester again. They're not going to do that. So when they come back for the blue and red in Buffalo, they'll be there for the duration and the remainder of camp. DT, I'm excited because of the fact that I want to see what it's like when the pads go on. They always talk about it. Just talk about it all the time. Players talk about it all the time. And it's tough to evaluate. Even Jim Leonard yesterday was like, it's kind of tough to evaluate my defensive line until we get some pads on. Same thing with offensive line. It's tough to really evaluate how the run schemes and the run fits are working until you put some pads on. I'm ready for first padded practice. I'm not sure if it's tomorrow.
Monday. I think it's Monday.
Is it going to be Monday? Okay. Well, listen, I'm ready for pads to come on when those, click, clack. We are officially back then. DT, I'm ready for the pads to go on. I'm sure there's going to be some skirmishes and stuff like that go on in that summer heat. I'm ready for the pads to go on, DT, because I am very, very intrigued to know what some of the tent poles are of Jim Leonard's defense. Yes, he was the defensive coordinator of Wisconsin and called plays. He was not the defensive coordinator in respects to calling plays last year with the Broncos because Vance Joseph was doing that. I'm eager to see this defense, DT. Bend but don't break. We can put that to bed. Bills Mafia, Nickel City Crew, we can put that to bed. That is over. This man is running a multiple look of a 3-4 defense, and he is switching. And listen, it just seems like it's going to be 5 down linemen. They're not. He's trying to create confusion. Excuse me. He's trying to make sure that nobody knows where they're coming from, and I think that it could work. Listen. There'll probably be some bigger plays that are given up, DT. It's a more risky defense than what we're used to with Sean McDermott. I don't necessarily think that that's always a bad thing. Yes, bend but don't break was it was efficient, but everybody knew what was coming. Everybody knew what we were going to do. Like we were either, we were always in nickel, like 95% of the time. There wasn't much variation, and kind of Sean McDermott just hit you like Novocaine. He just did what he did, and he was good at it. But bend but don't break between the 20s has its merits. But listen, man, I'm ready to get after the quarterback, DT. How many fucking defensive ends are we going to draft? How many times are we going to invest into the defensive line to finally actually affect the quarterback when it matters most? And we haven't. Obviously when Von Miller came in, it was working until he got hurt. After that, DT, it's just been like a dog chasing his tail. We have not been able to get that actual pass rush and affecting the quarterback in ways that matter in the big games. DT, I'm optimistic. I'm waiting for these pads to come on. I want to see what Jim Leonard's D looks like. I'm down, man. I am down with more aggressive. I really am.
I'm going to go into history a little bit, Rob. Back in the day,
Preach.
let's call it, I don't even know, 6th grade for DT, 6th grade DT.
Okay. Preach.
I'm the manager, water boy, of the varsity basketball team. Varsity basketball coach, name of Mark Powers was his name. Great coach, great guy to this day, good dude. He was a great coach. I was 6th grade, looked up to him, obviously, was hard but fair, had great talent, won a ton of games. Unfortunately, retired before I got to high school, never got him. But the point was, every Saturday, he'd come in and he'd bring in college kids from around the area, like big, hard dudes. And he'd put the starters out, and he would just spike the basketball in the middle of the court, and it was just go. No fouls, no out of bounds. Game to this, losers run. And these boys will come in and beat them up. And then so you talked about the pads coming on. And Joe Brady has said this multiple times. He said, we put the ball out and play. We roll the ball out and play. Jim Leonard with this attack style, exotic. We like the exotics, don't we? We like the exotics.
Yeah.
So,
like our cars.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we were talking about. But the exotic looks, the new swagger on defense, the flying around, pads come on. This defensive line, I agree. How many more seasons do we need? Mario Williams to come out of the grave and come and be a pass rusher for us. Like, let's get something going. There is 100 dudes on the defensive line right now. I don't know. I'd forget one if I named them all because there's so many. So I love that. Roll the ball out, throw the pads on. It's competition, baby. Who's playing on Sunday? Who's playing?
That's right.
If you don't come strong when the pads come on, you ain't getting on the field. And the only ones that do come on better be getting to the quarterback. So that's what I'm hoping for from this defensive front when those pads come on. When you said that, that got me thinking. Mark Powers, legendary coach. Bounce the ball in the middle. Go play.
I like it.
Go earn your Sunday. Go earn your jersey. Go earn being a playmaker on a Super Bowl team.
I like it. I ain't mad at you. I like it. You're making me want to run through a wall, man. I ain't mad at you. I mean, Joe Brady. With him. Joe Brady said it in the beginning game. He said, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anybody. He said, go take his job. He said, I don't do that in a he said, I'm not saying it in a disrespectful way. I'm being real. You want more playing time? Go take his job. I was like, I'm down with that. Like, football is the ultimate meritocracy. It is the ultimate, like, pro sports is supposed to be that. Like, that is exactly what pro sports is supposed to be. Let the best man win, just like back in the day with the gladiators. Like, it's a new version of that. It's an updated version, but it's the same principles, man. You want something, go get it. You don't have to, bitch, moan, complain, wonder, wish, hope. Go get that shit. And I like that the fact that the coach is talking like that and is going to give his players an opportunity. And that's why I was talking about KO earlier. Like, I assume that, Bernard will be back when he's healthy. I assume that Dorian Williams will be back, but maybe this boy is making some waves and you got to keep one of them on the bench because he's just playing too well. So you're absolutely right, DT. I love it. I can't wait for the pads to come on. I'm going to be excited. Now, Nickel City Crew, before we get to the tailgate report, we will be back. We're here now. We ain't going nowhere. Summer break is over, technically, for us now. It's over, man. We're getting ready for this 2026 season.
So the parade episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, we're good, man. So, listen, we are here. Season 6 is under full swing. Listen, next week, we're going to do our offensive preview. I've got a great guest coming on. I'm almost sure that he's positive coming on, so I don't want to leak it until I'm almost sure, but I'm really excited for the offensive preview next week. The week after, we'll do our defensive preview. And then the week after that, in 3 weeks, we'll have the resident mother of the of Nickel City Crew come on. Mama Monday will come on for us and help us dissect the brain. You already know she works with the brain. She knows about how people tick. She's helped us out with Josh Allen. I've got some really interesting things to unpack with her. So I can't wait for you guys to be a part of that. Shout out to everybody tonight. TGIF, you guys are out there. We see you and I appreciate it. Even in the comments as well. Listen, we appreciate your support. You guys are the engine. You guys are the reason that we do what we do. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. DT, I appreciate your time as always. Listen, Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report is presented by Queen City Vintage. Head on over to Queen City Vintage. They are on Elmwood, right across from 40 Thieves. Our boy Nick and Kai, they are doing their thing. They're blowing up. Listen, all of your Buffalo Bills, all of your Buffalo Sabres, nostalgic gear, throwbacks, all of the swag, whatever the kids call it, the drip. They've got it all there for you. Hats, clothes, they got everything for you, man. Check out Queen City Vintage. They are the official sponsors of Nickel City Crew all season long. We will be doing giveaways like we did last year. Can't wait. Really enjoy the partnership. And DT has told me that they have actually purchased a van. So, we are
tailgate bus.
Yeah. I mean, and I was like, listen, if Nickel City Crew's little crest is not on that motherfucker, I'm gonna be mad as hell. So we got to find a way to get that stickered up on there. We got to get some stickers, DT, and get that on there. So listen, check out Queen City Vintage. They'll take care of you for sure. And we do appreciate their support throughout this 2026 season. DT, how was your summer? Bring me up to speed. I got 3 things I want to go over tonight for the tailgate report. Right. How was your summer? Bring everybody up to speed on what DT's been doing besides that good golf tan.
Yeah, well, we are out here. Summer living, man. It's been good. It's a lot of sun. The weather, I think, has been pretty good. We haven't been rained out too much. Had a few, drops of heat, but nothing crazy. 4th of July was a blast down Chautauqua Lake with the whole fam, Mayor Derek, the niece and nephew, my parents. We had a blast down there. Obviously Kai Page and Miranda Andrew, all the people. We had a blast in America 250. What can you do better than that, baby? We brought it in right, and it's been a good summer. Busy, work's been busy, and I'm ready for ball for sure. But golf game's going all right. Trying to get those swings in while I can, because when football starts, I just lose interest because all my interest goes to one thing. And But it's been good. It's been good. A busy August coming up. A few things obviously going to be in the mix. We got some previews, some looks at the new place, and getting back with everybody. So it's going to be fun, and it's been a good summer thus far.
Yeah. Over here, man, at the Crippen household, just, summertime is just crazy. When you got 4 kids, DT, I know you're not in the kid water yet. Take your time. Whenever you're ready to get into it, you get into it, but just take your time. It is wild around here. So we've got kids going every which way, from Bobby all the way through Ivy. But listen, man, we've been having a good time. We went down to Myrtle Beach last month, had a great time, put Ivy's feet in the sand. She had an awesome time. The boys had a really great time as well. The Kings enjoying their sister. But listen, man, last week, a couple weeks ago, in the beginning of the month was Quincy's 7th birthday.
Wow.
He had a birthday bash at the pool. So I live on the I've got a corner lot. Obviously you know where I live. So I got a corner lot right across the street from my house. Literally across the street is the pool. So we set it up, man. I brought the speaker out, hooked up the speaker. We had the music going. And it was really, really done. It was really nicely done.
Nice.
He had
Happy birthday, belated.
He had like fucking 15 fucking kids there.
Let's go.
Cool. And it's just kids everywhere jumping in the pool. You making sure everybody is good and safe. But they had a great time. So Quincy is 7, getting ready to go into the 2nd grade. So he's rock ready. It was Buffalo Bills. Obviously, what else would be the theme? He's Bills all the way. So he was really excited to have his buddies show up, and they had a fantastic time. So we are starting to wind down, like I said, over here at Crippen household. We're starting to wind. It's time to chill. Bobby and Nate leave again. They just got back from vacation with their mother. They're going again next week. And then after that, when they get back, it's time to buckle down. It's time to buckle down, start reading some books, and get ready for school, man, because it's coming back. Get down. Now, 3 things I wanted to touch on, DT, quickly, as we wrap up tonight, the Nickel City Crew Tailgate Report, again, presented by Queen City Vintage. Number 1, DT. Number 1, Peasants. Now, you put me onto this. You put me onto this because I was not listening. I listen to GR a lot, but I don't listen as much as I used to. And it's funny because you had texted me about it, but I had heard scuttlebutt about that something happened on the radio. And then you put me down, and I went back and I listened to it and listened to the interaction. It was all over Twitter and shit like that. Listen, I think that I come from a unique perspective. I know that you do as well. I'm obviously still being in Buffalo. Now I can officially say I'm a former season ticket holder. Since from 2009 until last year, I was a season ticket holder of the Buffalo Bills, all the way from Charlotte, drive up, 650 miles up, 650 miles back, 1,300 miles round trip every single week, unless the Bills were out of playoff contention and I'd sell them. So my dedication runs deep. I understand, DT, that the PSLs are an extra investment. So not only did I make the investment to buy the tickets, but now I've got to make the investment to get into the country club. That's all PSLs are. For those who don't know, a personal seat license is like a country club. I've got to pay the dues to the country club for the right to come spend money at the country club. It's separate from your season ticket. It's crazy. I mean, but that's what it is. So it's separate from your season ticket. I understand that people have paid tons and tons of money. What I don't understand is if you have the opportunity to be the first ones into the stadium, you have the with the blue and red, right? That's just season ticket holders.
Saturday, just season ticket holders.
Just season ticket holders. Then your second opportunity to go into the stadium will be the preseason game against the Panthers. Right. Why are you bitching about the Bills making a practice open to the general public when a lot of the general public can't, quote unquote, afford to go to a game? Now, I understand that, the ticket prices have been a hot topic. I still contest that they will go down as we get closer to September. But DT, for somebody to go on the radio and call motherfuckers peasants, that is diabolical. When I heard back, I was like, after you put me onto it, and then I went on Twitter and I was like, he really said that? I think that they're missing the mark a little bit. And people, because he's not the only one that feels that way. There are people that feel that way. Don't sit in my seat. It's my seat. I paid for it. I get access to everything. And first of all, you didn't read the fucking fine print, because I know how PSLs, because they have them down here in Charlotte with the Panthers. You do not get access to every single fucking event that happens. If a concert happens, you might. But there's other concerts that you won't. There's certain events that you might. But there's certain events that you don't get. It's not your fucking seat. I understand it's your seat. Yeah. It's your seat, but it's not yours. I don't know, DT. I had a tough time with it, man. I had a tough time with it. And that is for me. knowing what it's like to be a season ticket holder. I know
Sure.
what it's like to make that investment. That's
Sure.
not your seat.
And
Why are you
and
getting
all
that
those
expensive
season ticket
stuff?
holders in the old stadium into the new, all those people knew what are true Buffalo people, and they're not any, like you never said the word peasant when you were sitting in the rock pile 14 beers deep in a week's 13 game, like relax, right? So like I don't think that's an actual belief of people, but I think obviously the logical thought here, why, yeah, the season ticket holders get 2 shots to go in, whatever they want to do, go sell, whatever. Then you get to go there or you don't. And then on a random Tuesday morning at 8 a.m., if you people are waiting in line, getting on Ticketmaster to get these tickets, you get a few tickets to get in this place. It's going to be 40,000 people. It's going to be mayhem at 8 in the morning on a Tuesday in the middle of summer with work traffic, and it's going to be crazy. Sorry, season ticket holders. So the peasants can get in doing something like that. God bless them. And I would say, but the monster has been created, Rob. Like,
that's true.
To sell this stadium, to sell these seats, credit to the marketing team because they created probably the best salesman they could have in this situation. Their tactic was this. You basically had to caress these people into paying the thousands of dollars they weren't used to paying and give them really not what's the reason. There's not really a reason. The reason is just you have to. Like, you don't get anything for doing it. So to make that, to convince these people and manipulate these people into doing something like that, you had to make it seem like they were probably crazier than they actually are. And the truth of it is, it's just the price to walk inside the door of the country club. It's just the price to get in. It don't get you shit. It gets you it gets you the blue and red game. That's what it gets you. So it's not end all be all, and I don't think people actually believe that. Like the season ticket holders actually think people are peasants that don't have season tickets. But I think it's, I think monsters have definitely been created because the sales tactic, they have to juice these people up and be like, no,
they get a sense of entitlement.
You can do whatever with it. You can do whatever. You're getting $20,000 at your seat. It's all yours. You can do whatever. And then so now people are like, well, actually, you told me I could do whatever, and now I can't. So now I'm saying something about it. But read the fine print too, asshole. Like, it is what it is. Everyone's got to pay it. Everyone's got to pay it. Like, get over it. And if you didn't pay it, somebody else would have.
For that stadium too. It wasn't.
If you didn't pay it, somebody else would have. It is what it is. Every seat. It's not like we're the only NFL team that does it. Every stadium ever does it now. So, whatever. But yeah. So that's where I stand on it. It's. I think monsters have definitely been created, but it's also the most logical. The peasants get the 8 a.m. 40,000 jam on Tuesday morning.
Oh my God. Okay. No problem. We got 2 other things to hit. All right. The Nickel City crew, the Nickel City Bills jerseys came out, and that was interesting this week, DT. Yeah, now I'm going to have to get one for branding purposes because of the fact that I'm contractually obligated to get that jersey. Give me your quick thoughts on it. Before I get to my last thing, I didn't have a problem with the jersey. I know that it's a little bit blah for people, a little bit bland. If you don't understand why it's Nickel City, I can't help you. It's literally the first intro I ever did was letting you know that back in 1913, Buffalo was known as the Nickel City. There was the Buffalo Nickel. Yeah. So the Buffalo Nickel is in circulation for about 15 years or so, and that's where they got that phrase. I think that phrase Nickel City came before Queen City, but there's been some disputes on Twitter about that. So who knows? Listen, Buffalo has always been known as Nickel City. It's not quite as well known as like the City of Good Neighbors or Queen City, but it has always been known as Nickel City. So I love that. Because of that, I am contractually obligated to Nickel City crew to get that jersey. The helmets are just dog shit, DT. I can't dress it up. I understand that they sent Josh Allen out there the other day like a puppet and said, you better support this shit. So he goes out there, good company man, and says, hey, stop hating on the jerseys. I mean, I don't hear anything, but I guess apparently they're not liking them. I like them. Stop hating. I don't have any problem with the jerseys, really. I know they're a little bit bland for people. The helmets, I don't know. I don't know what was on the drawing board and who was deciding that shit. They're horrible. They're dog shit. So, and that's my take. I don't need anybody to be on it with me. They're absolute dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, the grays I can get down with. The grays I can get down with. It's an alternate jersey. It doesn't have to be a color that's we like or a color that's that's black or what. It can be gray. Whatever. It's cool. And you get down with that, but the helmets I can't get around. We talked about this the other night. It looks like they were handed out of the storage dumpster out behind the high school field on equipment handout day when it's like, all right, Johnny, yep, you look about a large. Take this one, buddy. But coach, it's got a kicker's face mask on it. Well, it's the only one that fits you.
Oh my God.
That's
man.
what these helmets look like, Rob. They're blank in the front. You can't see to the back. The Charging Buffalo. I get it's all around the stadium. That's what they're trying to do. It's the new modern look.
I heard that too.
Okay, that's fine. But I just wish it came up higher because it just looks so blank in the front. And we talked about no aura.
And there's no
we want to be
stripe
Super
down the
Bowl. We want to be
middle.
we want to be dogs. We talked about dogness earlier, and there's no dogness in these uniforms. They're bland and blank, and so they're tough. But Josh Allen goes 3 touchdowns pass, 3 touchdowns rush, and we win by 40-1. They're sick, and I'm a company man at the end of the day. Okay. So Nickel City jerseys. I love them.
Nickel City, yeah. I'm gonna have to get one because of, like I said, I'm contractually obligated to the show. I mean, it is what it is. So that's so funny. Your analogy of the helmets from the back dumpster bin is very, very, very funny. Yeah, I don't get it, but it's all good. Last thing, DT. Last thing. I'm trying to get this in so we can get it in under an hour so Instagram can hear it. Okay. Last thing, this is all stuff that we were gone. We were on summer break, Nickel City crew. We were on summer break. I wanted to address a couple things that we had heard while we were on summer break. The last thing, DT, is very personal to me because of the fact that I'm very big on, I don't put my athletes on pedestals. Okay, that's just like a rule of mine. Like I don't put athletes or entertainers on pedestals, and then I trickle that down to my to my kids, like my kings, my princess. We're not gonna put an entertainer on a pedestal because that person puts on their pants just like DT does, just like I do, one leg at a time. All right. So preaching rant over. The Bills decided to not take OJ Simpson into the new stadium. Here, I will not even make you make a point on it. I do want to get your opinions on it. Me first. I think that it was cowardly. I think that it was done on purpose. They named the circle Family Circle. I think that was very, very fucking intentional. Here's my thing, and this is for everybody out there. Listen, if I'm coming from a place where he was found not guilty. So because of that, nothing that he has done afterwards would have excluded him from being on the wall. Okay, he was already on the wall. Secondly, and I know that this is polarizing. Secondly, when he was found not guilty, even if somebody felt that way, number one, chiefly Ralph Wilson. Number two, when Terry Pegula bought the team, they could have removed his name, right? Off of principle. Hey, he was found not guilty, but I don't know. I think he did it. We're taking his ass off the wall. Everybody would have had to deal with it. I think, DT, they made a bigger deal and a bigger mess of it by announcing that he wasn't going, as opposed to just putting him in the Family Circle and being quiet about it. How many people would have gone to Family Circle, saw OJ, and then started rioting and picketing and stuff like that? How many people would have done that, as opposed to the discourse that I mean, I heard national people talking about their decision and stuff like that. I thought that it was in bad taste. And that, again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not here to talk. I think he did it. That has nothing to do with anything. And the point I kept making on Twitter, DT, was that there are men on that wall that have done fucked up shit. Of course, not the same fucked up shit that OJ was accused of, or a lot of people think that he did, whatever the case may be. He was found not guilty. There's nothing that excludes him from being on the wall after he was found not guilty. I don't know, man. I thought it was cowardly. He's dead now. There's no way that his PR or anything like that can defend him. I thought it was weird, man. I thought that if they put him in the Family Circle, bottom line, they really wouldn't have cared. Nobody would like to face this shit. Nobody would have done protests. It would have gone under the radar. I just thought that it was just unnecessary, because not all of those 90s Bills guys were perfect citizens either. So I just think that you don't differentiate and you just let them all go because of the fact that that's just how it goes, man. Don't put your athletes on a pedestal.
Of course not. Now
That's me. That's
I'll
me.
let you.
I'm not
I'll
speaking
let
for
you
you in
end
any
it.
way.
I'll let you end it. That's a beautiful rant, and I agree with it. But yeah, you said it right. You are, you know, if his name was in the new stadium, nobody would have said a word, and that's what it
I
comes
don't
down
think
to.
so.
It could have been
I
removed, and
don't
it
think so.
wasn't. Now it's a big deal. It's stupid. So great rant. I'll let you finish it.
All right, no doubt. DT don't want to touch that, and that's cool. No, and I mean, listen, that's how I feel. Those are some three things that we missed during the summertime break. If you want to disagree with me, you can. I've already fought a lot of people on Twitter about it, so it's all good, man. Listen, DT, I'm excited, man. Next week, offensive preview. The week after, defensive preview. We're getting back into the swing of things. DT, I appreciate your time tonight, man. I'm excited, DT. Have last word. I'm excited, man. It's funny because GR today was talking about, oh man, you know, a lot of fans are just feeling like it's, you know, and I know, like, oh man, we're just doing the same thing again. It's Groundhog Day. I don't know. In the beginning of the season, I don't feel that way. And I don't know. I want to stay that way as much as I can. Now, when we get into the season, I have a hard time not thinking about the playoffs. We've talked about that years ago with me wanting to enjoy the regular season and having a tough time doing that because I'm always focused on the playoffs. But when it's training camp and before the first game starts, I'm not thinking about anything other than just being excited for my new team.
Yeah,
That's me.
Yeah, you gotta it's gotta be on a uptick, right? I think we've gotten good at that over the years of really, now we're excited. Like I definitely put other things into my summer to not, football, whatever. It's in the back of my mind. Now the actual when the pads come on, as we ranted about earlier, I'm into football now. So I need to channel it, but how can you not get excited for what this team is, what it means to us, what it's about to mean, like everything, the potential of it, all the fun we've already pre-planned for this season, and Nickel City Crew is going to be sick, right? So it's going to be great. I'm ready to go. I'm going to ease in with the boys, right? They're in training camp. We're in training camp. We'll get rocking as the preseason starts. We'll start getting a little smoother, a little hotter, and then when week one kicks down in the
In
Astrodome, Houston. It's time to go. So that's we got to ease up with the team. We're hoping for a healthy summer. We don't want coulda, shoulda, wouldas. We need the excuses are gone, and I'm ready to rock with them. So far, we hit it a bunch of points tonight, and we wanted to see difference. We wanted to see new, and we hit all our points we made were all things that were new.
Yeah, you ain't lying. You ain't lying. Listen, we appreciate the fans out there. Over 300 people watching on the TGIF Friday. You could be doing anything. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Listen, out there, spread love, not hate. These were my Bills thoughts said out loud. Our offensive preview is next week. Hit them with a Go Bills, DT. We back.
Let's go.
Click clack. We back.
Gonna be back, Rob. Gonna be back, Nickel City. Go Bills.
Go Bills, man. Good. Go Bills. I love it.